evening, everybody. Welcome again. Oh, what is this on my microphone? Welcome again to another broadcast. So glad that you guys can join us this evening. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as we are heading off to the weekend. Today is October the 24th, 2024. 24. If you played a lotto, that may be it right there. But anyway, so tonight we're going to be getting into some stuff here. We're going to be covering some news here. We're going to be covering a lot of different stories. All right. So what I'll do is once the broadcast is over and it's been fully uploaded and everything, I will chapter it out for you. So if you want to come back later and get to the part that you want to hear, then you know, I'll make it easy for you like that. Okay. So we're going to be talking about quite a few things. And we're going to try to get into this here. Oh, I got someone here said they from Clayton County. Hey, listen, Anna, stay on because I found a video I'm going to post. I'm going to play tonight on that. You're going to want to hear this. And thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to stay on top of that story. There's too many precious people down there for us to sit up there and ignore that. So we're going to be talking about that story too, and then we're going to get into talking about BRICS. You know, you've been hearing about BRICS. Some of y'all haven't been hearing about it because they're getting people all in the involved in all this other stuff. You know, with the elections and all of that, and those things are important. We're going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about some other things too. Also, somebody on social media. They found a video of Miss Kamala, and guess what? It's on her channel. I verified it, okay? And this video was back in 2019. It's on her channel, okay? So this ain't AI, ain't nobody making it up. They posted it, okay? And we're gonna play a clip of that. And yeah, we're going to talk about that too. All right. And then, like I said, some other things we've been covering this. You know, if you didn't see the last video we did on the, the aunties of TikTok, I got another video for you. Oh, my goodness. They ain't letting up. And yeah, it's another one. We're going to talk about that too. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Now, listen, let me be ultra clear here as we're just transitioning, getting into it again. Thank y'all, each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Let me just start off the conversation this evening on this here. And that is this, is that, listen, the election season, it's a very divisive time of the year or time of the season, right? Anytime that happens, because you got people who are pushed into their corners. You got the Democrats here, you got the Republicans over here, you got the independents here, you got the people who are going to vote for couch, you got people, all in their respective corners. Everybody's right, okay? If anything, everybody's right. Make sure you remember that, okay? And then everybody's wrong. That's kind of how this works. But anyway, but here's what I do want you to take very, very seriously. Now, like I said on this platform, listen, I'm not a Trump guy. Okay, so I'm not voting for him. Okay. Now I know I got some people, they say, I got 5 minutes in your video. And as soon as you said that about Trump, it's just disappointing. Hold up before you get in your feelings. I ain't voting for Kamala either. Okay. I'm not voting for her either. All right. But one thing I do want to make very clear, though, that I do see that's very important is that you do vote. Okay. And when you look at I have my sample ballot here somewhere, and here it is. Okay. This is for Arizona, and look at all this right here. They go through all the stuff that's going to be on the ballot. So we're not just talking about Kamala or Trump here. This is everything from your water, who's running for the local offices, judge, school board, all of these things. It's a lot on your ballot. Okay. So even though, a lot of people may not be excited about the one or the two. You know what I mean? It's still very important for you to be involved, to make your voice known in some of these other things that are taking place, even on the local level. When it comes to the part of your ballot where you're like, you know what, I don't like this. They're asking me who to vote for president. I don't care about either one of them. Okay, fine. Then write somebody in. You understand what I'm saying? Because either way, you are making your voice known. Now, we know ultimately, we do understand that the powers that shouldn't be, they're moving chess pieces around, and whoever they ultimately want in office, they're going to put them in there. We get that, right? But that doesn't necessarily apply to everything, all right? There are a lot of things that you can make a difference even on your local level. And the proof of that is when I get to the part where I'm talking about Rockdale, because we're going to get back into that, Biolabs, you're going to see exactly why it's important for you to make sure you are aware and you are at least at some point involved. There's a lot of people who can't even name a lot of the people even in your local, running your local government. Guess who's in that line? Me. You understand what I'm saying? So this gives us an opportunity to be, to make sure we're well-rounded when we are, getting into talking about local politics and national politics and then even geopolitics. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, it's not about you, worshiping anybody or, or whatever that you're. No, it's just simply about getting making your voice heard. So even if it's like, hey, listen, I don't care about either one of these people, well, then write somebody in. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's kind of my game plan here is I want to take the time, and familiarize myself with everything's on the ballot. And then I'll just go through whatever, and then I'll make my choices and decisions and whatever, it's, that's just kind of how it should go. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to encourage you to do that, because not saying anything can be even worse. Okay. So I want to make that very, very clear that, yes, it is very important for you to get involved, even though we do understand the much, much bigger picture. We get that completely. We talk about that all the time. All right. So I get you, but let's at the same time use your voice wisely, and you can do that even in this election. All right. So I just wanted to, talk about that. And anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. So today we're going to get into, you see the lineup we're going to talk about today. There's a video, and I'm going to get right to that video. There's a video that was posted back in 2019. This is Kamala Harris. She posted this, or at least her people. They posted this. And she's having an interview with that, he's a megastar, just a standard in the world of journalism, Luke Campbell. For some of you my age, I think you know who Luke Campbell is, okay? What? Let's put it this way. It ain't me so righteous, okay? Okay. Anyway, she had an interview with Mr. Luke Campbell. And she was sharing a story. Someone captured this, and I said, I got to double check now, because you ain't going to have me getting up here like, you know what? They got me, y'all. It was AI. So no, I went to the channel and I went to hear for myself. Let's go right to the video here, and I'll play it for you right now. Okay. So the name of the video, in case you're wondering, and this is the great thing about YouTube, is that they put you can get the transcript. All right. Now the transcript ain't going to put, the certain words on there, but you can follow along. I'm going to start at the 4-minute mark, and let me go ahead and play this video here for you. Okay. As you can see, this is her. And as you can see, look down there, Kamala Harris. This is her channel. All right. And it was posted November the 20th, 2019. This is when she was running for president before, and she couldn't even make it out of the first round because people recognize what she really was about then. And anyway, we'll get more into that in a little bit, but let me go ahead and play this video for you. Take a listen.
It's not in the vocabulary.
It's not. When people question your blackness, you were on that bus, you were part of the civil rights movement, but the struggle is convincing people that this is a strong black woman who lives a strong black life, and why is there any question?
You're right, it's frustrating. There was this one journalist who said to me, I'm doing this interview, and he says, well, you have family members that went to Stanford and Harvard, but you chose to go to Howard. No, elite schools like Stanford, but you chose to go to Howard. Now, you know I was ready to hang this thing up.
What?
Right.
I was literally, I was about to go off.
All right, go back.
Because I'm trying to get elected.
Let's go back. Y'all heard it.
You have family members that went to Stanford and Harvard, but you chose to go to Howard. No, elite schools like Stanford, but you chose to go to Howard. Now, you know I was ready to hang this thing up.
Right.
Now, this is even back in 2019. Now, number one, okay, so again, this woman is not black. She's not, okay? Now, I would encourage you, I don't care what you think of, what's her name, Candace Owens and all this other stuff. I've had my opinions about her, okay? But I would encourage you, if you haven't been following her own investigation, and the thing is, her investigation is with actual family members, okay? She's bringing out all the receipts, okay? The family members, they are providing her with lineage that you can follow along. And it's come out that this woman, not only is she isn't black, they're saying she's a Sephardic Jew. I could believe it. I could believe it. They are coming, the family members are coming out, and they are putting this out here. Again, go to Candace Owens' channel, and she does a whole breakdown. She'll walk you very slow, and you can listen to the people yourself. She has one video of someone who knew her grandmother, and the lady showed the picture that Kamala has in her book and says, I'm standing next to Beryl. This is my grandmother. And the lady said, I know her grandmother. They ain't her grandmother. He said the woman that's named Beryl, she's white. In fact, she looks Irish. That ain't her. And I just was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then they found some other pictures that they threw in there. It's many of y'all remember back in the 90s, and I think it's still around, Build-A-Bear. This is Build a Negro. You want Build a Negro? This is it right here. This is Build a Negro. And the people that are jumping on this thing and trying, she's black because she pledged. Oh, she black because she went to HBCU. Let me tell you something. If we are going to define blackness by what school you went to and by what fraternity or sorority you pledged to, then I don't want your blackness, okay? Because who I am ain't defined by a school, by the way, that wasn't founded by black people in the first place. Did you ever look into who started and funded Howard University? Guess what? It wasn't a black person. It was a white person. Most HBCUs were started by white people. This is how crazy people are. I hate to be yelling. I'm trying to tell you. So you're looking at these institutions that were created by these people, like we say the Palm people, and you're saying that I'm going to define your blackness based off of the standard they set. And here we are in 2024, we're doing the same thing. We're going to define your blackness based off of if you voting for her or you're not voting for her. And she Indian. And then when you listen to the people from India, they're not even using that standard. You got people from India like, we don't want her. You can have her. And so the internal polling, it's got to be bad. I mean, it's got to be horrible. Did you hear that now they have, tomorrow, I think, they're going to have Beyonce, she's actually going to do a song. And that's very significant because the Beyonce that I know of, because I don't know her, but the one I know of, the Beyonce I know of, she ain't singing a note until you drop in some mill. Okay, so she ain't singing a note. So one of two things happened. Either they said, hey, listen, we're going to give you 25, we're going to give you 50, whatever it may be. All I know is Bill Gates just today made an announcement. He dropped 50 mil to Kamala's campaign. That may have been to cover the concert costs. But anyway, she ain't singing a note. She ain't humming. She ain't going to hum until you drop in some mil. That's the standard they set. So it's either that or it could be one big tax write-off where you can define whatever. You know what I'm saying at that point. So this is the game they're going to play. So now and I was just sitting here thinking this because I went out and I just came back in and I'm sitting here thinking, I said, wow, Hillary didn't even do this. Hillary didn't even do this. Now, Hillary Clinton, now she had like the actors and the actresses and the singers and all, she had that, but she ain't get Beyonce. If you get now you got Beyonce, you know it must be bad. And she gonna sing? She gonna sing. You know it must be bad. And then I saw a little clip. They got Samuel L. Jackson. He doing the same thing. Oh no, M alpha. They white people love that stuff. They love seeing a black man just going on, an angry black man or angry black woman. Look at him, say it again, say it. And it's just really something to see. And they got, it's hard. Twitter has become a nut house. It's already been a nut house. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if some of y'all been on Twitter. I'm seeing all these announcements coming. Maybe it's the people I'm subscribed to. I don't know. But it's coming on my, a For You page, right? I'm going on my For You page. And they're like, the voiceover actor for the Flintstones? Well, guess what? He endorsed Kamala. And I'm like, okay. Do you know the walk-on from that show, Leave It to Beaver? Yeah. He supported Obama. I'm like, Kamala. I'm like, okay, I don't know these people, And so what they're doing, y'all, all of these wash-up actors and actresses, they saying, listen, it's all hands on deck. Just come out. I don't care who you vote for. Just say you're going to do it, and we'll give you a little bag. So everybody getting a bag. You know that actor Wendell Pierce? Now, I actually like him. I actually like his acting. Now, there was Wendell Pierce, he is a diehard Kamala supporter, which I don't care, right? He was out here, basically one of the Negroes out here he didn't actually say it, but he was getting pretty close to kind of going along those lines where, black men, the reason why black men ain't vote for her is because we're misogynists. To my knowledge, he didn't say that, but he was playing very close to that, right? So, and he was doing some stuff. He's talking, well, I'm just going to go to the barber shop and I'm going to listen in and then I'm looking all in his tweets, the response, it was all mostly white people. He's like, what it is that black men, you got to understand, black men, they just want to be heard. Once you sit down and you listen to black men, that's all they really want. You got to give them time. Like we some children. And so anyway, he got up there and when Obama did what he did and said, came out there and talked the way he did to black men, then all of a sudden now Wendell Pierce, he woke up a little bit. And so he got on CNN and said what he did and was like, no, mama, this ain't it. Well, what happened was Obama gave him a call. See, I would play all this video, y'all. I'm just giving you the short version. You can look this stuff up yourself, okay? I'm not making any of this up. And so Obama gave him a phone call and basically gave him a little act right on that phone call. Then Wendell Pierce goes back on CNN And then he's like trying to clean it up. Well, we all got ways that we can communicate. And, I wouldn't all that. And I'm like, go sit down. Just go sit down. Meanwhile, Obama, he was at one of the convention, not convention, one of the rallies, and he up there going, dun, 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 dun. Did you see the clip? Now that I may have to play for you. I want y'all to feel it, okay? You're going to have to feel this one with me. You're going to have to feel this one with me. I'm sorry. Let me get this up here for you right quick. You going to have to feel this one. Let's see. Obama. Let's see. All right, let's see what's going on, man. Let's see. Obama. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Where is it? We're going to get to it. All right, I got to move it over here so y'all can. Daggone it. Where is it? All right, hold on. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I'm going to have to play this one for y'all. All right, here we go. Here it is. All right. Let me play it for you. Yes, you're going to have to feel this one. You're going to have to feel this one, y'all. All right, this is your favorite president. All right, this is your favorite president. Okay. This is how bad it is. Listen.
I got to say, I have done a lot of rallies, so I don't usually get nervous. But I was feeling some kind of way following Eminem. And I notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting. Dun, 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 dun. I thought Eminem was going to be performing. I was going to jump out. Love me some Eminem.
You love Eminem, but you remember the other rapper a few years when he was president. You remember we covered that story, and the person that was it's one of the videos I just did not too long ago. Let me see. Yeah, let me pull that one out. Now, this person actually worked in the Obama White House. Okay, let me play that clip. Okay. Now, he's up here quoting Eminem, but let me remind y'all of what this person who actually worked in his White House what they had to say when it came to another rap song. Hold on, let me see if I can find this here. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Let me pull it up. Hold on, I'm just gonna play an ad first. Let's see. Yeah, let me play this clip for you. This is the individual that called in to the Tavis Smiley show. And let me see if this is it here. Okay, let me pull this up. And thank y'all for joining us this evening. So glad that you guys are with us this evening. We got a lot to cover. All right, so let me go ahead and play this. Here it is.
In fact, I remember when I did an event with Nas down in Norfolk State, and they were like, make sure you don't have Nas talk about his song about having a black president. Like, we don't want to associate ourselves with that. And that really bled into the psyche and the thinking of the people around Barack Obama.
Oh, so he can't quote Nas, but he can sure quote Eminem. Oh, my. Anyway, ain't that something? Isn't this something? Well, I'm glad folks are waking up. I'm glad people are seeing, what's really going on and what's at stake here. Like I said, again, a little bit, we're going to be talking about BRICS. We're going to get into that. And because that is blowing up quickly. And all of this stuff that we're talking about, it's all sideshow stuff. It really is. And I had one person leave a comment. It was like, I don't care about that. You up here spreading fear. Why are you spreading fear? I said, I'm not spreading fear. I'm telling you what's going on. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, this is all but a sideshow at the end of the day. But I'm going to tell you, as a black man, let me tell you something. I don't want to see her win. Because there's a lot of other things that are attached to it that I don't want to see win. It's bad enough that she was cosplaying black folks, but for me, there's some other things that I predicted and I knew it was going to happen, and it's happening. It's this rise in anti-black male hate. And I knew it when the Democratic Party made that switch and they forced her to basically to be on the top of that ticket and to take the place of Biden. And nobody know where Biden is. He's somewhere still mumbling, I could have done it. And, she ain't strong as me. And, no, they talking about, shut up, sit down. Take your medicine, go sit down. But there's too many other things that are attached to this. Now, what some people will say, well, you got Project 2025 that's attached to Trump. I've already talked about what Project 2025 is. We actually looked through it, okay? We ain't just blindly going through stuff. You're talking Project 2025 is a bureaucracy proposal that is proposing to take place of another bureaucracy that's been in place for decades. This bureaucracy that has been in place for decades is the very one that we as black people have been shortchanged and have been saying this thing ain't doing what for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean Project 2025 is going to be the blessing in disguise. Oh no, you ain't hear me say that. I'm just simply saying is that it's the system being the system. It's just one shaking the hand of the other, and it's going to keep right on riding. This is why I did the other video where I talked about in detail how we have did our own project and said how we can get people of like-minded people, black folks, coming together, and how we can build our own system. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know that's a tall order. We went through medical, how we could take care of each other from a health standpoint, how we can network in the event of emergency. We didn't just talk about it, we put it in practice. And I got people here tonight that are evident, that are proof of that. Okay? So we're not just talking here, because all of that circus, if you think I'm gonna hang my hat on that and I'm up here like, oh Lord, it's not what I don't want to see. What I do want to see is a complete destruction and just wasted. This anti-black male, this anti-black woman, because it's that too, nonsense that I'm saying right now, because that is where I draw the line. And I don't want to see that succeed at all. I do want to see that fail. And so that's what I'm committed to. And that, someone said it's my understanding that Trump isn't for Project 2025. He could be, he could not be, you know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that they are very clear that if he does get reelected, there's going to be some major changes going on. But not only that, see, now I get into geopolitics, okay, with that. Both parties are ardent supporters of Israel, okay? When you start talking about the influence that Israel has in our politics here in the United States and abroad, that's a very huge concern for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it don't matter who you vote for. They both are already committed that we're going to continue on what we've been doing in the Middle East. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're going to continue to send soldiers over there, particularly soldiers like your cousin and your brother and your sister and them who may be in the military, going to be going right over there. We just posted, they just sent, all you get. Oh my goodness. Let me just go right to my community page, because y'all don't pay me no mind. Y'all pay me no mind. Let me go right to our community page here. All right, let me go right here to the community page, right here. Now, this was just posted 3 days ago. The Pentagon just sent $400 million to Ukraine. They just sent $400 million to Ukraine. And then just the other day, yesterday, they just announced that they're going to contribute $20 billion to give Ukraine a loan. But yet they want to sit there and tell you that when it comes to reparations, we're going to have to study that one. Now we're going to have to sit down and study reparations because see, it's just a little bit too involved, but you can figure out the amount of money you're going to send to people all the way across the other side of the world. You got that figured out to the cent. But Negroes that been here, all of a sudden now, well, we got to study it. We got to figure it out. We got to get our calculators out. They got their calculators out trying to figure it out and aim it and all, No. So anyway, and I have done videos on my take on reparations. I was thinking about actually doing another one because again, we have to be very clear in what we're talking about and what you're asking for and the true expectations, all of that. We got to be very clear with that. So I'll do another one because there are people who heard me, they heard just enough and they're like, oh, you're anti-reparations. See, I don't like you. You're a tether. I'm like, no, I'm not anti it at all. I just think that it's important to think this all the way out. You understand what I'm saying? And, bottom line, when you put your hope and trust into the same government that you're complaining against, well, you expect what what you've been getting ultimately. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying we don't keep the reparations. No, I'm not saying that, but just know what you're asking for, know what you're getting into. So I'll do another one soon. We'll get into that. Okay. But anyway, this was really watching all of this is quite funny to me. It's at this point, it's comedy. I mean, they're pulling everybody and their grandma and their grandpa, on this one to try to get her to try to sweep her in the office. And I think it's really something. But anyway, let's go on. So if you're just joining us and you missed the clip that I played with Kamala dropping the N-word, go back, rewind to the beginning, and you'll see I played it. I played it twice for you. Okay, you can go back, and I better download it quick because I'm sure if her people are looking, they're gonna try to get rid of it. Anyway, let's move on and let's go to the next topic here. We're gonna talk about Rockdale County. We're going back there, and yeah, we have been really digging in on this and staying on top of it. My first shout out goes to the people who are on that Facebook page that's been following us because that's where I've been getting a lot of my information from. I'm not in Rockdale County, okay, but they are. And so the information that they're posting, it helps me to get the word out to even more people so that we can get as much attention on this thing as possible. So, all of the credit definitely goes to them on this whole thing here. But anyway, Kenny Johnson. Now, Kenny Johnson, he was the soil and water supervisor for Rockdale County. He's the guy, in case you forgot, for those who aren't familiar, he's the guy that the video clip that I played where he basically, he went to the state capitol and he was telling the people, he said, listen, y'all gonna have to do something about the biolabs. I've been on biolabs for a moment. And, and he was like out of breath and all this stuff and was just really going through all the stuff he's been doing, right, to try to call attention to this. Well, he finished his account that he was given and his presentation. He steps out of the room. I didn't even think he made it to his car. He drops dead. And, it was very unfortunate. Then we played a clip of his wife who was just saying, thanking everybody and all that as far as like prayers and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. And just saying, she's holding it together the best way she can. Well, Mr. Kenny Johnson, I like this. I mean, it's unfortunately he's not around anymore, but I really like people like this who don't even care. I mean, this dude didn't even care. When I say he cared, but he didn't care. You understand what I'm saying? I like people like that. And he posted a video it was a video that was posted August the 29th. All right. This was a month before the fire that took place in Biolab down in Conyers. He posted this video where he's talking about the corruption that's in that county. And what's interesting is that he's naming names of some of the very people who are now trying to lead the charge against Biolab. But oh, dead men tell no tales. He tell no tale. He basically is going. So I'm setting it up for you, and then I'm not going to play the whole video because the whole video is about 11 minutes long. But I'm going to play part of it here. He's at this construction site, and he's just pointing out like the different things that they're doing at this construction site in Rockdale County. And he's talking about the impact it's having on the residents that have been there for a minute and their water and all that stuff. And he's going to get into some other stuff. Again, the video is 11 minutes long, but I'm not going to play all 11 minutes. So I'm just setting it up so you can understand what's going on. So where he's walking, he's not at Biolabs. He's at what it appears to be like a construction site that's in Rockdale County, but he's talking about the corruption that's in that county and the stuff that he had to deal with. So anyway, let me go ahead and bring this video up and let's play and let's take a listen to this brother as he's speaking truth to power on this stuff here. So let me go ahead and play it for you.
So let me ask with this building, how are we doing as far as our infrastructure?
Our infrastructure, we've been out of compliance for 4 decades.
4 decades. How does that affect us in the drinking water?
Our drinking water, we're not testing for forever chemicals. So we got Walton County and we got Gwinnett and all that's building a whole lot. So that's messing up our drinking water that feed into us. So give it another 4 or 5 years, we're gonna have to be going to Lake Lanier. That's billions of dollars.
To get water.
Mm-hmm.
Now what's your credentials to be able to speak on this?
Oh, I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Safety Technology. I have certification with BODs, CODs, and RCRA. BODs is biological oxygen demand. CODs is chemical oxygen demand. I know how to dispose all of them. So this is I worked in this field. I'm not just talking.
Yeah.
I work in it. BODs is biological oxygen demand. That's when you flush your toilet going to the waste. CODs, these chemical companies that we have in here that treat their own chemical wastewater. We have no paperwork.
This is verified, nothing they're doing.
They don't know where the wastewater going. So you got formaldehyde, benzene riding all through Rockdale County. They have no clue. I asked them where the paperwork.
No paperwork.
Our computer went down. Really? So I'm asking EPD, where the paperwork?
Yeah.
They don't know.
Nobody knows.
This is our quality of life. You asking me why I'm saying that? I live here.
Yeah.
I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Cancer Alley. So I know how this works. If you don't say nothing, it's going to get worse and worse. And so the new administration coming in, you can't beat them up.
Yeah.
They're coming into a disaster.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
So like this right here, not having the fencing right here and this dirt.
So is it echoing, y'all? I'm sorry if it is. No, it's not echo. What I wanted to say is I wanted to make sure you catch what he was saying is that these companies like Biolabs and I think it's another chemical company. Someone can drop the name of that if you know in Rockdale County. They treat their own water. Now, when you treat your own water, you're supposed to dispose of that in a safe way that's not going to impact the people of Rockdale County. Now, this makes me mad as I start thinking of this. And so he, doing his job, he's been going there, and he said he's been going there for a long time and saying, okay, what are you doing with this water? And they haven't been telling them. They saying, oh, the computer is down. We can't find the paperwork. They acting like they can't tell you. But you tell them where your money is, they're going to tell you, okay, is at that bank at such and such a corner, and their hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But you ask these jokers where you dumping that water, now all of a sudden they don't know, they confused. They don't know. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, what he's talking about here. And anyway, let me go and let him talk.
In your opinion, so what happens when it rains with this stuff down here?
What's going to happen is, see, they try to put these booms right here.
To catch it.
Yeah.
Keep it from going to the sewer.
Yeah.
That don't work. It's
Yeah,
already
that's
going
going
to the sewer.
into
The drain.
that drain. So they put those booms there. But why in the hell you got the booms right here?
Yeah, and the sewer open right now.
Right, but you don't even have no silk fence.
All that's the very first.
All that's going down there to Let's go into the stormwater drain. What stormwater drain is connected?
That's
Mountain Valley.
Mountain Valley. That's the subdivision. You can see the homes
Mountain
right
Valley.
at the back of it.
So what's going on in Mountain Valley? You got their foundation shifted. Why? Because you got 60, 70-year-old stormwater pipes that is leaking. And they're gonna connect saying, oh, we don't give a damn. We good. We're gonna make our millions. So we have poor leadership. That's why Osnesby and Sherry Washington had to get their butts on out of there.
Uh-oh.
So, and Doreen Williams too, she got to go.
Uh-oh.
Now, what you got now going on? You got the city mayor talking about he's gonna hire Sherry Washington on the economic board.
That's retarded.
That is corruption. The people have spoken and said we don't want her. So you're gonna go around your city council board, you and your lawyer, Carrie Buttigieg, and put her on the board and pay her double than she was making as a commission. That is corruption. Because you need somebody still connected to the developers to do your dirty work, to bring in some more money. You got to call it out, man. I don't care what race you are, you Republican, Democrat, I don't care who you are. If you're corrupt, I'm calling you out.
That's right. Nobody get a pass. This is
See, I'm gonna tell you, like, look at this. This is how you know it's full of it. All that's supposed to be vegetation.
to keep this dirt from washing away.
All that's supposed to be vegetation. Look what he did. We done enough. We got a little part up here. Rest of it ain't our problem.
And it's washing right in the drain
Right.
when the rain falls.
You got it going all the way around. Same thing.
Look at another one. Drain right across from him. This is backward. This should have been in front of the drain, not in the back of the drain. It's already going. If anything, you trapping it in to go in the drain.
Right. Right.
So what he's pointing out is you see these like, these little filter things here, that supposedly keep, like, let's say if they had a major rain and it's washing down the street, right? And so, that water is going to pick up like debris and stuff off of the street, right? And so when it's so what this does, it prevents a lot of that, or at least some of that debris from going down in the drain. What he's pointing out is that whoever did this construction work here or trying to do this construction work, if you go back, you see all that dirt back there. Like he said, all that's supposed to be vegetation. But instead you got all that dirt there. So let's say, and I've lived in Atlanta area, and when you get that rain, it rains, right? So all of that dirt that's behind these drains, how these little lemony things, how they gonna block all that dirt? So what's gonna happen is all that dirt and mud is gonna go down these drains, and by going down these drains, it's having an impact on that community. You can't see it in this shot back there that's been there for a long time. And I don't know if he mentioned it or not, but in the video later on, he talks about the people who've been there for a long time. They've actually had to go into their own savings to try to repair the damage that this kind of stuff is doing to their community, because it's messing up the foundation of their house. And this is the kind of stuff he's been calling out in that community for a long time. And these same people that I showed you the other day that's leading the charge and saying, okay, we're gonna file a federal lawsuit against Biolabs. These are the same people he's calling out and saying that they've been operating like this for years. He said all of them need to go, including Oz. He needs to go. Now, that ain't me saying that. He's saying that. I said that Negro need to go when it was like 2 weeks in, and he was like, we're going to turn the whole thing over back to Biolabs. And you got people still coughing up blood, going back and forth to the doctors and all of that. And he's already turning the whole operation that they create, that whole disaster area. He's going to turn it over to the criminals. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they need to throw all their behinds out. But anyway, let me let them talk.
That shows the intelligence right here of these buildings.
Then what you got? What you don't see? What you don't see?
Silk fence.
Not just the silk fence, rain gauge.
Yep, rain gauge.
If you don't have a rain gauge on any project that you done did clear cutting, because this is all clear cut, then you're supposed to shut down this whole thing. Now they're trying to play us with a game. Oh, we gonna look and see. I walk on the project, first thing I'm gonna say, where's your rain gauge? We don't have none. You got to shut this down. Automatically, you shut it down. So, what we don't have code enforcement. The last major code enforcement we had was Orlando Robinson. And Terry Simpson ran him off. So he had one more year to retire. And Terry Simpson kept harassing him. This is the only guy that would shut you down and stop a work order on. Then who else they got rid of? Todd Cosby. When I first got elected, I met him. He was finding every doggone developers. The developers said, hey, can you help us? I said, no. He's doing his job. Yeah. But what we got now, Terry Simpson don't find nobody. And then you got Brian Kelly. Why in the hell we got roads in here? This is not developed. You're not supposed to put roads in here. This is not developed. He's breaking the law. Brian Kelly got to go.
It should have been dirt. Gravel.
That should have been all the gravel up in here.
Get finished.
So
you get the building up and get it finished and land.
That's all. That's it.
But then we'll stop it there. But like I said, the video itself is about 11 minutes long. And for those of you who are, I'll put it in the, if I remember, I'll put it in the description later on, the link. But I'm also putting the link in the chat. So if you're watching this live, or maybe not, you'll be able to connect to it, because it's, not a lot of people watched it. And he actually posted some other videos on there too. I'm gonna be going through those videos as well. But one thing that he did say in this video here, and this is the issue, that one of the issues that we were pointing out was the drinking water. Now that concerns me a great deal. That concerns me a great deal, because see, a lot of times we don't think, when we go to our sink, we just turn it on and wash, and some people, they drink out of their faucets or whatever, right? We don't bathe in it or whatever. But what you have to understand is that there are things in your water supply now that, I'm talking about people in Rockdale County, that you need to take very seriously. What he just said in this video, he said that the water testing, now I need y'all to hear this now. Now, you remember I was saying that one of the things we said in our earlier videos, I said, you need to get your water, you need to demand that they test that water as often as possible, and you get the test results. You want the test results in your hand so that you can look at it and verify all the stuff that they're testing for. That's what we said in the first video. Then number two, I said, that's from the county level. I said, on your level, at the house level, or if you live in an apartment, you need to be getting your water tested. The water that's coming to your faucet, you need to be getting that tested. And you need to find out exactly what's coming in your faucet. You may not be drinking it, but I'm sure you're bathing in it, and you need to get that tested. This, and what he said in his video, I'm telling you, it ties it all together. He said they are not testing for forever chemicals. Let me say that again. He said they are not testing for forever chemicals. Let me say that one more time. He said the county is not testing for forever chemicals. What are forever chemicals? Chemicals that basically they just stick around forever because they just don't break down naturally. Chemicals like what y'all witnessed a few weeks ago. Chemicals like that. So they may be telling you, the county is, oh, rest assured, everything's okay. We're testing the water at least 3 times a day, and we haven't come up with anything. Everything's pretty clear. Like that guy, the EPA whistleblower says, he said, you can't find what you ain't looking for. So they can test all you want, and that sends little hashtags in your brain. You thinking, oh, they tested. Okay, we're fine. What are they testing for? Are they testing for these specific chemicals The dioxins and all that, are they testing for that? Well, we're not really testing for that. Then what the hell, what are you testing for? Why are you telling me this? This ain't doing nothing for me. I want to know what I saw the other day or the other week. Is that in my water, yes or no? That's what I want to know. And if so, what are the levels? And I don't, and if they say, well, it's at a safe level. It's in there, but it's at a safe level. No. And was it in there before? Well, no, it wasn't. Then it ain't safe. Do you understand what I'm saying? Period. This is what it's going to take. It is. Well, you're going to have to keep your foot on their neck. You are, for this kind of stuff. Because again, the concern I know for a lot of people is, they say, what are the long-term effects of this kind of stuff? Well, cancer is definitely one of them. Look no further. We played the video the other day of the people in East Palestine, the ones that similar thing happened. The long-term effects. You still got people that are getting sick. This was almost a year ago. The long-term effects is that your health will deteriorate if you are someone who is already immunocompromised. This is not, being in that environment over an extended period of time is not going to do your body good. It just isn't. It isn't. You understand? So, I mean, I don't know what other way we can make that clearer to you, but it's just what it is. Really quick here. And so what we have done, one of the things we did, and this is just a small, we're not even in Georgia anymore. But like I said, again, I'm very much connected in that area because I have a lot of people that I still know that live in that area. I was married there, had both of my children there, very familiar with the area. So all these little towns and roads and stuff like that, I definitely know where all this stuff is. You know what I mean? So I'm very much connected to all of this. So it's a little bit personal to me in some regards. But what we did was we said, you know what, let's put something together, because we have our store, sambatree.com. And what we did is we put together something, that would help, at least from a natural standpoint, help clear out your lungs. Okay, we're not saying that this is the cure-all and if you take this stuff, everything's going to be good. No, we're not saying that at all. But to help alleviate at least some of the things that you're dealing with, always have a natural regimen, to whatever it is that you're doing. Because from what I'm understanding, there are a lot of doctors in that area. They don't even know what they're dealing with, but the one thing we do know is that your lungs is taking in a whole lot of stuff that it shouldn't be taking in now. And so what we did was, and it's right here, you can go simply as going right to our YouTube page here. Well, you're on YouTube now, but if you look under the video that you're watching right now, if you look literally right under the video, if you're watching on your phone, you're going to see a little shopping bag, right? But if you're looking on your phone, or rather on your desktop, like we're looking at right now, you just, look up at this menu here, the main menu up here at the top, and just click on store. When you click on store, just click on anything here. It's going to take you to this. This is not where I want you to go. Right now, I want to speak to, again, the website is sambatree.com. If you are in the Rockdale County area, or if you're in the area that's been impacted by this, I don't want you to click on this one here. This one here, that's for everybody else. I want you to click on this one here, because what we did here is we drastically reduced it. We brought it all the way down to $7.99. And I don't think you need a code for this at all. But basically, it contains all these different herbs in here: mullein, burdock root, nettle, milk thistle, ginger, cherry bark, peppermint, astragalus, turmeric, dandelion, licorice. I've tried it myself, and like I told you, within a half an hour, I was already coughing out mucus. I know, it's like, ugh, but that's what it does. That's how powerful it is. It tastes like the tea itself, because it has that peppermint in there. You could taste the peppermint. So it's like a kind of like a minty tea. And but this is very, very good to clearing out your lungs. All right. So this is a natural way you can do it. And like I said, this is just a small gesture on our part to really try to help people out there. Like I said, we drastically reduced the price. Now, for everybody else, of course, it is a great time to, as the seasons are changing, to clear out your lungs as well. And then that's what we got this one here. And that's at, we even got that one marked down. It's $15.99 for a single pouch. But if you put in the code family care, you'll get additional 25% off of that. Okay. So we got that, but take the time, we got a lot of other stuff on here, everything from all types of powders and bitters and all that kind of stuff. Great things that you should be including in your body at this time of the year anyway, because of seasonal changes and your body's going through changes and all of that. This is a great time to, to make sure your body is getting the right things in it and all that stuff. So we got all kinds of things in here. Check it out when you get a chance. I've been very excited about the sea moss and bladderwrack and burdock root capsules. That's right. Capsules that got sea moss, bladderwrack, and burdock root all put in together. We got that. We got sea moss capsules. I think if we're not selling those, I know we're going to be selling those soon. So, sea moss, if you're like, oh, I like sea moss, but I don't like going through all that cleaning and all that stuff. Well, we're going to be, like I said, again, I have to check. You can definitely get it with all the the sea moss, bladderwrack, and burdock root all put in together. But eventually I think we're going to have the sea moss capsules only, and you'll hear more about that. Another one that's good is elderberry sea moss capsules. We got that one. Turmeric. We got all kinds of stuff. Just check it out. Again, the website is sombertree.com. All right. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get on, continue on in what we're going to be talking about this evening here. The next thing, so we talked about that. Let's talk about, let me get into BRICS. Okay, let me get into BRICS. And then I have like a few other things, minor things I'll share with y'all real quick, and then we're going to try to wrap this up, okay? Well, again, I really appreciate y'all. And I know I keep saying that, but I do. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to tune in and to lock in with us this evening. Let me get this my stuff together with BRICS here just a moment. Well, BRICS, as you know, as I told you, BRICS is basically a growing group of countries that are saying that we're done with the American dollar. What we're going to do now is we're going to put together our own money. And BRICS, it was what? Brazil, Russia, Iran. What's the C and the S? The South Africa. C, come on now. What's C? China. How can I forget that one? Okay, China. All right. Let me show you. It started off with them, but now let me show you where they up to now. Goodness. 36 countries now. 36 countries. They said, we're done with the American dollar. We're absolutely done with the American dollar. You even got Congo on here, y'all. All of these countries here, they are meeting right now as we speak. Well, today was the last day, I guess they were supposed to meet. And they got together and they said, not only are we going to put together our own dollar, but we're going to back it with gold. And the American dollar right now is not backed by gold. In case you didn't know, it's not backed by gold. It's just vaporware. And so here you have, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. Here you have Putin showing off their new bill. Let me get it up here on the screen for you. Someone said Nigeria would join soon. I bet they will. Smart move for them to do that. So this is Putin right now. He's holding up what it looks like. And again, this is a banknote that's going to replace the dollar. This is it right here. If you want to get a closer look at it, and I'm sure some people are going to look at it and say, oh, I see an eye. I see, the Antichrist, whatever. I mean, it's all twisted or whatever, as far as I'm concerned. But what's very important is for you to understand is that they are now going to center themselves around their own money that's going to be backed by gold. And this is the other side of it. And this is why it's so important for you to understand that we can have a little fun with the Kamala stuff and then, Trump stuff and all of that. But you got to understand, we are living like in a banana public right now. This is where things are really happening right now. And I wish I had the map to show you, but there was a map that showed, I believe it's Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they happened to, China was doing some quote unquote exercises. They got ships surrounding that whole country. And so this election season right now, see, they understand that there's so much distraction going on. This is the best time for us to start pushing our own agendas, because the United States, they're not ready for, they're distracted. They're too distracted right now. They're too busy waiting for Beyonce to do a concert for the vice president. That's what they're focused on right now. So while y'all tripping about Beyonce and Trump working fries at McDonald's, we're making some serious moves right now that's going to transform the economy as we know it. And so how does this apply to you, and how does that apply to me? Well, stay familiarized with this whole situation. That's number one. Number two, think about your own money. Where's your money? And I'm not going to, I saw one video where someone posted this, and I was like, the irresponsibility in this. Someone said, invest in BRICS. I know that's right. But the irresponsibility, do not, okay, let me say this to you. Do not, because I know you got these old prophets and prophetesses out here that are telling you that God said you need to take all your money out of your account. Let me tell you something. The devil is a lie, and they a lie too. Okay, don't do that. I would never tell anybody to do that. I would never tell anybody to do that, okay? Do not listen to anybody on social media telling you to take all your money out. I don't care how many, I don't care they got a whole pack of gods. I don't care they got gods that, they are Jackson 5 of gods, where they all lined up and twisting and telling you to better stop. You better take your money out. No, don't do it. Okay? Do not do that. Okay? What I want you to do is to focus, educate yourself on these different things that's happening beyond the clown show that's happening here. And then you talk to people who are more in the know of this stuff, who know, who are moving money around and all of that. People, I'm talking and people who can help, money managers, basically. And you want to talk to people who are licensed and they have years of experience in this stuff. And you start telling, some of the things they'll tell you, listen, if you're very concerned about your money and, all of a sudden it's gone or whatever, most people will tell you, moving into gold and precious metals, things like that. They will tell you something like that. That's usually the move that people will tell you. But under no circumstance, I'm telling you, do not go with any of these fools or clowns or idiots out here that are telling people, especially black folks, in the name of their God, that, that you need to take all your money out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. That's not what you should do. Okay. But it is very important for you to understand that what they are doing, what they just announced, showing you that dollar, showing you that money, that, hey, this is our new money. All these countries now, we're lining up along behind this money that's gold backed. I'm telling you right now, it's, give it a year, give it 2 years or so. It's going to be really something. It's going to be really something as far as the economy is concerned. So that's about as much I would say on that. I have my own personal thoughts and things that I'm actually working through as far as our own family and all of that. But those are certain things I'm not going to, I wouldn't share that stuff there, because I don't want people to take that as, well, he doing it. No. I'm still taking things in. I'm still giving things a lot of thought, but I do know things are going to change, especially after this election. There's going to be some rapid changes on the world front. Do you understand what I'm saying? And those are things you really need to pay very close attention to. This is a major thing that's happening right now with BRICS. Major. Just because your mainstream media isn't talking about it doesn't mean it's not important. It's extremely important. Okay. So I want you to make sure, He said, goodbye, petrodollar. It's gone. It's gone. Ain't no big announcement about it, was it? It's no big announcement by it. You didn't hear any big announcement about this. But the petrodollar, what is that? It's trash now. I'm just saying. So anyway, let's move on. So we talked about that. Okay, let me move on to this right here. As I told you, I wasn't trying to keep y'all too long this evening. And this is a 5-minute clip. Let me move this over to the computer. Now, the other day, yesterday, I actually posted a video. We posted a video where we're talking about these TikTok aunties. And first of all, there was a woman that left a comment, and you're gonna know who you are if you're watching. Great, but I'm so glad I can say I really appreciate you. The comment that she left, because she didn't get offended. I didn't get offended. What you gotta understand with me is that sometimes I'm a very direct person. And a lot of times people who are very direct, they misinterpret that as you being mean or you're yelling at them. Most of the overwhelming majority of the time when I'm responding to comments, I'm not even mad at all. I want people to understand that, okay? So I'm glad she didn't run off and interpreted that. So I really appreciate that. But I'm just saying, people who tend to be like myself, who are very direct, we can be misunderstood as being mean or don't like. No, it's like, no, I'm just asking what's going on, that kind of thing. And, but so I just wanted to say that. So anytime you see me responding, you're like, whoa, why you coming at me like that, bro? And I'm like, I'm not coming. I'm just being direct. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to plug that in real quick. But anyway, this video I'm talking about, this was of the TikTok aunties. Yes, the TikTok aunties, they are still going after these young black women who are dressing, in their estimate, very inappropriately. And I will say this, I do agree with them. But if we want to really fix the problem, if we really want to fix that issue, then we're going to have to take some responsibility. And I'm talking us as the older generation, all right? Because the older generation, listen, there are a lot of things we've done, and we were doing the same stuff. And you may say, well, Dwayne, listen, so you're saying that we don't have any license, we can't say anything? No. I'm not saying you can't say anything at all. I'm just saying, listen, whatever you say, keep that perspective in mind. That's what I'm saying. And then we do have to take ownership of what our generation passed down to them. Now, when you take ownership, or when you're taking responsibility for your generation, you're not saying that I did it. Like for me, I wasn't at Freaknik like that. You know what I mean? Now, I was in Atlanta in Freaknik, but I wasn't in Atlanta like down on cars and doing all that crazy stuff, right? But I was in Atlanta, I lived down there. But at the same time, that was part of this generation, you know what I'm saying? And so ultimately, I have to take responsibility for the things that my generation has passed down to this generation that we're talking about now. It's kind of like if I go into, let's say, my job, if I'm going into my 9 to 5 and my workspace is always clear, the main place where all of us work is always clear. There's never any trash or whatever. It's just clear. I go in there one day, all of a sudden there's trash all over the place. I'm the first one that shows up. I'm not going to sit up there and say, I didn't do it. Shoot, I didn't do it. Somebody going to need to do this. Don't look at me. No, you don't take that attitude. Instead, you go in there and say, listen, first of all, I'm pissed off. It's like this. But because I want a clean environment, let me take the responsibility to clean this stuff up. And then we can sort out who did what or whatever later on. That's exactly what I'm talking about with this. And if you watch that video, I talked about there's some just simply wagging your finger and telling these young people, listen, shame on you for dressing like this. Whoa, back this all the way up, because the same demographic that's saying this, y'all watching shows like, some of these movies that are just turned out. Issa Rae, some of the stuff she's been putting out, Harlem, that show Harlem. We talk about, of course, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I can go down the list. There are many shows that are targeted to the auntie group, the same group that's out here telling these young people, hey, you dressing like this. You shouldn't be dressing like this. Well, wait a minute, auntie, you watching all this stuff here where they're doing even more. You understand what I'm saying? So what ground do you have to bring correction when you're endorsing this kind of stuff with your eyeballs? Oh, but Dwayne, that's grown and sexy. You know, now it's something else. You want to redefine it. You understand what I'm saying? So no, this is something that, yes, our generation, we have to start taking responsibility and addressing these other things. When you address these other things, then the clothes thing is going to straighten itself out on its own. Okay. So I just want to make that very clear on when I was, in that whole video. So again, if you didn't watch it, I would definitely encourage you to watch it. But this video here, it really had me kind of like laughing a little bit, because I want you to listen to this woman. This video is about 5 minutes long. And this is a black woman. And I want you to take a listen to how she's coming at these young black women here. And I was like, man, this woman actually sounds like a white man. But I'm gonna play this. I gotta play this video for y'all, because you gotta hear him. And let me get this video up so you can hear it for yourself and what I'm talking about here. Okay, hold on. Let me get this thing up here. This it? Yeah, this is it. All right, here we go.
I thought I was done with the HBCU homecoming outfit debacle, but I'm not. Tap the comment and watch the video. If you know how, clear the screen, see the @ of the original video, and go to her page and watch the original 2 videos that she made about it. If you are a graduate of HBCU, a seasoned graduate, like the late 70s, 80s, and 90s, maybe the early 2000s, you're going to be angry. At first, you're going to be angry. But we should really be sad, because here's why. These young girls have become so comfortable in their disrespect, like that female calling us old hags and alumni. I don't know which HBCU she goes to, if she even goes to one, but they're so caught up in trying to insult us and defend their behavior that what they don't realize is we're on this app too. We know how to screen grab and screenshot too. We're also the people who are the bosses and the principals and the CEOs and the managers, the people who will be hiring them after college or not. Because we all know we would like to think us getting jobs or us getting certain careers comes from going to college, doing the work, earning the degree, having the experience. No, it's politics and networking. A huge chunk of it is politics and networking. And why don't they think that this whole discourse is being watched and screenshot and screen grabbed? And those same women, those same people, those same alumni, those same elders who have the keys to the jobs will be at tables looking at those resumes and looking out for the faces who are in these videos disrespecting us. And you know what the joke is? You know what the real joke is? For the ones who are seniors now, so between next December and maybe December 2028, whichever app we're on, this one, if there's a new one, wherever, and they can't get a career, or they can't get their foot in the door, or they have to take a lower paying job or a job outside of their major, or if they go to an interview with someone like me who will let them know, I would like to hire you, but I can't. Because if you would represent yourself that way, if you would represent your school that way, if you would represent your family that way, I know you would represent my company, my school, my whatever that way, and I can't have that. I can't have your face be a part of my company or my situation. Sorry. I can't believe, where were the elders? Where were the village? Why didn't y'all tell us what to do? See, that's the problem. You're not giving us any wisdom. Why the fuck will we give wisdom to people who seem to get joy out of being disrespectful? Why would we do that? We give mentorship and direction and wisdom to the people who want it. Every 7 to 10 business months on this app, the subject of where is the village comes back up. You think it's not going to happen again? Because we're trying to tell you, if you've seen several hundred videos over several platforms saying that ain't it, don't do that, it doesn't look right. Homecoming is a time for networking, especially during the day. Now, the parties are at night, yes. But during the day, when you're out and you're going from plot to plot, from tailgate to tailgate, getting to know people, shaking hands for the people who graduated there.
Oh, Lord, I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I can't take it. I cannot take it. I can't. I'm sorry. I tried. I was powering through for y'all. I can't take it. Let's break it down real quick, and then we're going to move on. I just remember another video unrelated to this topic that I wanted to share with y'all real quick. Number one, what's so interesting is that her whole video, if you listen to her whole video, what she's really pissed off at, and she makes it very clear by having that little quote below, is the fact that the younger people are calling her and other people like her old hags. That's what ticked her off. It wasn't anything else. It was that you got ticked off because you were called something. Right? That's number one. Number two, here's the other thing, is that you are making a declaration that these people, basically that you are the ones that the auntie class or whatever, you know, we're the managers, we're the supervisors, we're the ones in the companies and businesses that you're trying to get hired in and all this stuff. And we're taking screenshots too. And if we catch any of y'all trying to come up in our stuff, well, we're going to tell you, honey, you can't come in. Now, isn't this very strange? Because I clearly remember during that time, when the auntie class was trying to get in those same jobs that they're in today, you had white people who were saying repeatedly, listen, we're going through, because that's when they started incorporating, you know, social media and all that other stuff, right? And they said, well, wait a minute now, you trying to get in here and you got all these booty pictures and all this stuff up here. I'm sorry, we can't let you in. We can't let you in this company. And I remember article after video after article after tweet of this same class of people who was saying that they were being racially profiled and it wasn't fair, that they're being, you know, hey, we were just having fun and there needs to be a separation. That's not fair that you're looking at what I did here and then, but that's different. I'm a professional. So that's what happened. But even with that, you still got hired by these people who said, hey, listen, we ain't gonna do that. So you got hired, right? Even though you were doing all that stuff, you got hired. Now you're in those positions and now you're going even harder on these women and telling them that you ain't even gonna think twice about hiring them because of what they did. Do you understand what I'm saying? How this plays out? It's crazy. No, the lectures don't start with being on Twitter. If I really want to have wanted to help individuals, like when you're talking about the closed discussion, it's a non-starter on social media. Okay, let me help out the auntie and the uncle class out there. Okay, well, not the auntie. You know who the auntie are. Anyway, let me help you out. Okay, older people. That is a non-starter for social media. Younger people go to social media because they're just looking for music. They're looking for all this other stuff. They're not looking to go to social media to get nagged at by a bunch of angry black women who honestly were doing some of the same stuff when they were that age. They're not going for that. So it's not working. It doesn't work. It may make you feel good, but it doesn't work. It doesn't. I'm trying to help you out. That approach, it doesn't work at all. It doesn't. And when I'm listening to some of these people who are out here going after these young people and saying, shame on you and how dare you wear this. When you listen to them in everything they're saying, you know why they're pissed off? They're pissed off because they saw, in many of these cases, they're pissed off because the young women that they saw dressed inappropriately, they were dressed inappropriately wearing their Greek letters. Hold up for a second. So you pissed off because your Greek, let me say that again, Greek organization is offended. You're offending your Greek, see my teeth, Greek. I didn't say black. I said Greek letter organization is offended. So again, we're back at using other cultures as a standard to measure black people. You see what I'm saying? But any other situation, oh, you can do whatever you want. We don't care. But don't you dare offend what the Greeks set up here. You know, well, you got women and children and stuff out here too. And, you know, that's what I was talking about too, because at the homecoming, you got women and children, you got older people and all that. There needs to be some type of decorum and all that. I agree. I do. That's good. You're right. But are you supporting decorum when you're listening to some of these artists that you be shaking your behind on TikTok and Instagram and all of that you post on a social platform that millions of people watch? Yes, that's not just young people. There are older people. There are people my age be out here doing this stuff. Do you worry about decorum then? Or is it just applicable to them? Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, the type of conversation that you're trying to have, what I'm saying, the approach is a non-starter, and these people, they ain't trying to hear that. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to really address the real elephants in the room, it starts with shutting down all of this foolishness that you are out here supporting. All right? It's about protecting the family, setting boundaries when it comes to the family. What is the family? I'm gonna stick with one because I'm trying to do a transition, or like Eddie Long used to say, a transition. I'm trying to transition to this other story here. Defining what the family is. One man, one woman, and then children. But what has happened is the floodgates have been open, and we've allowed all these redefinitions of stuff come in. And what I'm telling you is this, again, you can vote for whoever the heck you want. That's you. But I'm telling you, for those of you who are especially are gun-ho and you're supporting Kamala's my girl, I'm voting for her. This woman has made it very clear. She's pro-LGBTQ XYZ. She's made it very clear, and she is defending that wholeheartedly. She's also defending something called DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right. I want to play you a video because this video is coming straight from the mouth of a black woman who is complaining about the very thing that I have been saying that you are pushing by default if you're in support of what Kamala is putting out here. You're literally digging your own grave with this. Let me play this video for you. All right. Because I want you to hear what this woman is saying. I feel for her. But again, if you're supporting these kind of politics out here that's saying, oh, yeah, you know, she's my girl and you supporting that. OK, this is also what you're supporting. All right. I'm getting the video up for you. And here it is right here. All right. I want you to hear it. This video is about 5 minutes long, and I think if I have something else, that's probably I'll save it for next time. But let me play this video for you, and I want you to hear out of her own mouth. This is what you are setting yourself up for. All right, let's listen.
So I'm leaving the spa that I've been coming to for like 8 years, and I know I look upset, and it's because I am. This spa. It's called Island Spa and Sauna. It's in Edison, New Jersey. I've been coming here for 8 years. This is like my place of refuge. It's where I come to relax after like a crazy week or after a very stressful incident, or where I come to just clear my mind. You know, like and just, yeah. In this spa, there's like a Korean bathhouse. In this bathhouse, there's like hot tubs, a cold tub, showers, a place where you would get body scrubs, and saunas and stuff. My typical routine is to come in, soak in the hot tub, go get a massage, come back, soak in the hot tub, go have lunch. Then maybe like I might do a body scrub, I might not. After lunch, I might soak in the hot tub, get in the sauna, and then leave. That's my typical routine. And in this Korean bathhouse, everyone is completely naked. So there's a side for men that you can enter through the men's locker room, and they have their own side with their own hot tubs and stuff. And then there's a women's side, which you can enter through our locker room, and it's only women in there. So today I come in, I soak, I go get my massage, I get ready to go back into the like bathhouse for women, and I walk in and I see a penis and chest hair and a low haircut. So I freak out and I run out. And I go to the people that work there. I'm like, oh my goodness, I think somebody came into the wrong side or something. There's a man in there. Now there's also all women working in there. So they all look at me in discomfort, and you can tell they're embarrassed, and they're just like, it's a trans woman. So now I'm in shock. Sorry. I'm in shock because this person saw me completely naked, without my consent. And I don't even know if I should call it a trans woman because it looked like a straight up man. I'm talking chest hair, a low cut, a very big penis, and was older in age. So he clearly had to be in his 40s. And you can tell the spa workers are torn because you could tell they're uncomfortable. And he's walking around, penis swinging. And they're like, well, if someone identifies as a trans person, we legally can't make them leave. Well, so I'm crying at this point. I'm crying at this point because at that point, I've been coming here for 8 years, and this is one of my safe spaces, where I go to unwind and everything. And it's just that quick, my safe space just became unsafe. And I almost felt I don't know, I'm trying to wrap my head around my feelings. I kind of feel like something very private to me was taken from me without my consent. And when I say something very private, meaning my body, I shouldn't have to be in spaces where men have full access to me naked without my consent, and vice versa. So I'm crying, and the manager, you could tell, is very apologetic. They feel bad because they're legally, New Jersey law, there's nothing we could do. So they're we'll comp your admission fee and we'll comp your food, but we'll just charge you for your massage. So I immediately get dressed and I leave, and I'm at the front desk and I'm embarrassed that I'm crying because I'm this shouldn't feel this intrusive, but I felt I don't know, I felt embarrassed because we're kind of conditioned to feel oh, everything's transphobic, me even feeling this way is transphobic. But I was very, very uncomfortable, and I just feel I have the right to feel that way. So I don't know if I have $500 worth of gift cards here. I come here, I said, I've been coming here consistently for 8 years. I come here, I do my yoga when they have yoga sessions, so it's just, I don't know. Help me to wrap my head around this, guys. Am I bugging right now?
And this is what you're voting for. This is what you're voting for. Kamala has made it extremely clear that she's on this train. And all these black folks, they want you to get focused just on her skin color, and that's it. But this is what she's made this very clear. And black woman, let me tell you something. I have 3 reasons why I in love with our women. Okay, I got my mom, who's thankfully still around. I have my wife, and I have my daughter. So I am, everywhere I turn, I have a beautiful, loving, and supporting black woman around me. Okay. And so when I talk about these things, it is coming from a place of care, concern, and love. I have so much artwork that I want to share with y'all, you know, like of just different artwork of black women and all this stuff I've done. I've done a black men and children too, but I love doing, you know, classy, nice, fully clothed, you know, of black women. That's it. You know, I'm in it. You know what I mean? And so when I see how this system has really infiltrated a lot of our women to get them to turn against us, it makes me extremely angry. And when I see how they are getting y'all to co-sign on this stuff, and you're not even seeing that by co-signing, you're not even seeing down the street what you're co-signing to. Because now it ain't going to just be women like her. I just read a story where there's several colleges, volleyball teams, and these are mostly white schools. They're saying, listen, we ain't standing for this mess anymore. It was a story. There was a college, it's some volleyball college league or whatever. They got a grown, dusty man that's playing, and then he went to spike the ball and knock the girl out. This ain't the first time. So the other college teams, they're like, we ain't playing this person. We're not playing this school. It's the same thing, because you remember before with the whole swimming thing, they got this loser dude who wasn't winning at all in swimming competitions, and then all of a sudden he wanted to decide that he was a woman, and then all of a sudden now he's like top of the women's swimmers or whatever. I don't even know he's in school now. This is back a few years. But this is something, same thing in track and field, same thing. Now you got dudes that are they're losers racing as men, but then they want to declare themselves as a woman. And now the women have to compete against men again. But see, this is the kind of stuff that people don't want to bring up. You don't want to bring this up. This is what you're co-signing on. When you rocking with this woman, this is what she's pushing. You are literally voting yourself out of your position that you have. You're making it more difficult for us as men to protect, to support. We can't do it if you co-signing on that. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm protecting a rusty man like that. No way. No way. No way. Now, you may want to do that. I ain't doing that. Okay? I'm not doing that. But this is what you're competing against. And it's so amazing to me to sit back and to see how many people, they don't even talk about this. You're going to see more and more and more stories just like this. See, I tell you, I love my daughter. I'm using my daughter. Now she's grown, but I'm just imagining her if she was like a much younger, like back when she was in high school and younger than that. And she was playing soccer. You know, y'all, listen, for those of you who got children, you know, you got to really encourage them and, you know, get them that you could do it and all this stuff. The work that as a parent you got to do to build them up and get their confidence up. Yes, you could do it. Like I remember this one time, I'm going off a little bit. I remember my son, he hit the last second shot. When I tell you, I made myself look like a complete fool. I dive bombed off of the bleacher, went on the ground, and I was swimming on that floor. I was so excited and happy for him. When she scored, I was so excited for her because I know that was going to be a moment that she will never forget. And to have some rusty, dusty, stinking behind person, man, think he gonna walk in and say, well, guess what? I'm a woman now. And not just any woman, I'm a black woman. And now that woman, that little girl who became a woman, that all that investment that we put in as parents to encourage them, to build them up so that they can have a good chance in this world. Now, all of a sudden, now we got to retool them to compete against men who want to be them. But the system that you're co-signing on is legalizing it and saying, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's it. And you're not going to hear Roland Martin talking about any of this stuff. Said his sassy behind want to get up here and want to argue down and talk down on black men, just like all the Joy Reid and all that. They don't mention any of this stuff. All these dusty Negroes, they don't mention any of this stuff. but they don't, but they leave. But who is the one ultimately that's being left out on this stuff? It's black women. Y'all the ones that are going to ultimately suffer from this. So they get your focus on abortion and you don't police other women's bodies and all that. They get you on that, but on the other side, now you're competing with people who can now legally say that they are you. I'm telling you right now, don't look to black men to protect you on that, because that's not going to happen. It ain't happening. You are literally putting yourself in a lonely, dark, cold corner where you're going to be by yourself. You understand? And that's what you're seeing, and that's what you're witnessing now, because a lot of people are starting to realize that. It ain't just men. It's a lot of women out there too that are recognizing this too. We want to acknowledge that as well. But I want you to understand. That's why I went to play that video, and that's where I'm going to stop it. I got some other things I can play, but we'll play it then another day. But I want to leave off on this because I want you to really understand just how important this really is and what you're really co-signing on. Because men ain't going, real men, I'm not defending that. No, I ain't defending that. Rusty man come up to me, oh, help me. Just don't, because I wouldn't be the one. I wouldn't be the one. So I want you to understand, please understand that and really really think about that. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I think that's all we have. Couple of end notes here. Thank you, the individual that signed up, that became a member of this channel. Really appreciate that. Now, when you become a member of this channel, you get access to, we have a full library, I would say over 200 books that you can access. PDF file, all PDF, you can access, you could do whatever. Now, the way you access it is once you become a member, you do have to get on our Threema app, because there are discussions and things that we want to have that I don't feel comfortable having here on YouTube, because, YouTube is YouTube, right? So in that research group, when you become a member, you will get access to that, or rather you have to join the Threema group, where then you will get access to, our library. There's notes and stuff like that. And the thing that we're really focused on in this group is for many of us who are coming out of religion. All right. And so it's a long process. It really is. And we're just taking our time. I'm not sitting up here trying to be anybody's pastor or anything like that. I don't want to be, but we do get into, we ask these questions that in the past many of us felt very uncomfortable in asking and exploring, and so that's what we're doing. I have a video that's coming up soon. I'm still putting it together now, where we're going to look at praise and worship, and how praise and worship is actually tied to slavery. All right, we're gonna look into that, and it's also tied to something else too. I will be posting that probably in the next few days. But praise and worship, there's a reason why you see black people, especially, that are really into praise and worship. But not only black people, specifically black women. Why is it that when you look at in many churches, you see, even some white churches, you see black women who are oftentimes leading in praise and worship? Why is that? Why is it that it seems like women gravitate towards that, but men oftentimes it's not so much? And then the men, a lot of times you do see, they're usually gay. Well, there's a reason for that too. And what we do is we look at history, we look at how all of that ties in to what we see today. All right. Like a lot of people right now, the talk is about, what's his name? Kirk Franklin. And, he just seems like this. Did you see him? He had the makeup on. Did you see all this stuff? And did you see how he said this? Oh, he acting worldly. Once you understand the historical piece behind that, it goes a lot further than Kirk Franklin. It will begin to start making some sense. Okay. So yes, I do encourage you, if you would like to join and be a part of that. We just taking our time. Like I said, there's no pressure at all. I pass on anything I know and learn, and I just pass it on and notes or whatever. and we just look through it together, and then we just keep on about our lives. The goal isn't for you to start worshiping another God or to join another religion or anything like that. There's a lot of things that we as a people, especially, we have to begin to deprogram ourselves from, because religion in of itself is something that has done more damage to us as a people, I would say, than anything else. All right. And that's what we talk about in that group. Okay. So that's that. Anything else I have, I will share it. I'll post it on the community page. Are you guys enjoying those images that I've been posting? Those images where they do the little moving around stuff. I'm gonna keep on trying to do that, y'all. Sometimes it's be very late, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I didn't post it, But if you're enjoying that, let me know, and I will be posting more of those on our community page. I'm working on a few of them right now, and I'm excited because there's some, one of the things I want to focus on really is just, I like imaginative stuff or whatever, but like this one here, but I want to accentuate what we already have. In other words, I don't want to spend so much time, this is going to be one day when we're all in heaven, and this and that or whatever. Okay. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine, but let's accentuate. How about we accentuate what we have today, right now? We do have good men out here who love their children. We do have men who love their women, and likewise, other way around. We do have those things. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that when we do this kind of, AI, we all have our, opinions about that or whatever. But, I want to be able to use the technology in these tools as a way to accentuate who we actually are as a people. And I don't need to exaggerate. There's a lot of positive things that we can accentuate and needs to be out there. And so, this technology allows us to do that. And that's what I try to focus on with that. So anyway, that is it. That's all I have. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening for this broadcast. Someone said, I discovered your channel the other day. I am so lucky to have made the best mistake thus week. I don't know what you're trying to say there. Anyway, listen. Take care. Thank you so much. And you guys take care. And I'll see you again soon.